Hi, this is Kevin from Excel Coaching. Trust you have been enjoying our recordings. Did you know that over two-thirds of the world population do not know the basics of managing their personal finance? In this series, we'll focus on personal finance and literacy. In the first recording of this series, we'll explain what is financial literacy and why is it important from a personal finance point of view. In the subsequent recordings in this series, we'll cover each area of personal finance in some detail to empower you to make better decisions. We start by explaining what financial literacy is. There are many definitions of financial literacy, but research completed by Houston in the US summarizes it quite nicely in that financial literacy has two dimensions: understanding, which is personal finance knowledge, and the use, which is the personal finance application. This is important as financial literacy is not just knowledge. It implies that individual must have the ability and confidence to use his or her financial knowledge to make decisions. This could be in the decision of getting a home loan, whether a person should go for a fixed or variable interest. It could be in deciding on the investment strategy. Should the person put all the money in a term deposit or a proportion of an investment in the share market? Financial literacy is thus understanding and being able to apply the concepts. In this slide, we share some of the stats based on a research conducted by Standard & Poor in 2014. Standard & Poor is a global research company. The research shows 33% of adults worldwide are financially literate. This means 67% of the world population, that is more than two-thirds, do not have a basic understanding of finance. On average, 55% of adults in the major advanced economies, example Canada, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, United States, are financially literate. So, even in the advanced economies we are looking at, on average, 45% of the population do not have a basic understanding of finance. In the major emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, on average, only 28% of adults are financially literate. India, with a 1.4 billion people, is home to almost 20% of the world's population. However, 76% of its adult population is not even aware of the basic financial concepts. That's over 1 billion people in India alone considered as not being financially literate. At a personal finance level, why is literacy important? At a basic level, is there sufficient understanding of the income and expenses for the household? How much of the household income is put to savings? Do we have a list of all the expenditure? And what are you doing to reduce your spend? Number two, credit is more common in rich countries than developing ones. But do we understand the credit terms sufficiently? Understanding of the impact of compounding interest can have a big difference in our attitude towards credit. For example, do we need to buy these luxury items, whether it is a handbag or furniture, on credit cards, paying 15 to 20% of interest? How many of us just pay the minimum repayment amount on our credit cards? Third, how do we invest our money? Some of us are buying properties. Others invest in the share market. Some of us are just happy with term deposits. But do we have an investment strategy? Making money comes at a risk. For example, the housing market may crash and you may lose all your hard earned money in one go. This is why it's important to understand the risk associated with your investment and have what we call a diverse portfolio. These are just examples as to how and why you should understand some of the basic concepts of finance because it does impact at your personal finance level. COVID has no doubt impacted on our financial well-being, whether it is through loss of jobs, impact on our investment, or being forced to use our savings. COVID has had some impact. Some key observations by McKinsey survey shows that personal finances are weak. Job security concerns remain high. Over half of the people concerned about their job's security do not even have 4 months of saving. Household income, savings, and spending are all falling. As we see this shift around financial well-being of people post-COVID-19, it is important we learn from it so that we are better prepared for next time. While this is a health pandemic, the economic consequences are enormous and the impact on personal finances are real. In US, in an article published by the Fortune magazine, there's a view that a lack of financial literacy has contributed to this unprecedented financial stress Americans are facing, and that financial literacy should be a national priority. Likewise, in India, with a 2021 budget just being presented this week, there's a call for finance and investment to be mandated in schools. A parallel is being drawn between financial skills and a happy, secure, and healthy life. Thank you for watching our first recording on this personal finance literacy series. In the forthcoming weeks, we'll approach various elements of personal finance and explain some of these elements in more details for you to improve your understanding. If you like our recordings, please do subscribe to our channel. There's a subscribe button underneath the recording or by clicking on the Excel Coaching logo. Until next time.